This is Head Palladius. He was never very popular with the other High Elf children, for he was always a bit more stubborn than the rest, and that being the only reason why. Growing up on the Somerset Isle before ever moving to Cyrodiil, but one drunken night and a few misplaced fireballs at an orphanage landed him in jail.
Drunk of a wizard started hurling fireballs at passers-by. Took 4 guards to haul him in.
But nonetheless, prison is where he stands. One man forgotten by time, one man with everyone lost, and everything to gain. This is the story of the stubborn one, Head Palladius, and his 100 skill mindset of Oblivion. Now, 3 things have become apparent very quickly. One being that I'm going to die here.
That's right.
The second is that somebody is getting fired tomorrow.
Usual mix-up at the watch.
And lastly, that if I'm to protect the Emperor with my life, then I need to get jacked. To start off within this very room, in order to get prepared, I can complete a few different skills up to 100, far before I ever give in to the eldritch horrors of this guard endlessly being able to tell me to stand over by that window.
Prisoner, get over by the window. Prisoner, get over by the window. Get over by the window. Prisoner, now. Get over by the window. Now.
The 2 being the most important and able to be completed simultaneously, restoration and acrobatics. In the end, to complete restoration, it took around 3.5 hours, while acrobatics, funny enough, took a little longer at 4 hours. Moving onward to the 3rd capable skill of hitting 100 here is surprisingly, can you guess it? Leave a comment below on what you think it is and what else you think, if anything, could possibly be leveled here. The answer is sneaking. I would have also taken the answer athletics. Athletics can certainly be leveled up to 100 throughout this entire challenge, but I will honestly say I did not want to bother trying, as it would have taken far too long. But if you want to position a couple of carefully placed rubber bands on a controller, then by all means be my guest. But for now, we will focus on sneaking. Holding down the movement, you will be detected and unable to level it up. However, if you stand here and wait a moment, you do become slightly hidden. So with a carefully timed finger and some unemployment, you can make it work. But it was until about 30 minutes in that I figured I could get an auto-clicker to do this for me, and so I did. After a while, I did get bored of this method, but have proven possible. So to make things a little easier, I moved a bit further ahead to sneak upon these rats within the long-nosed tunnels. Propping myself up against a few corners with constant backwards movement really helps expedite the process. In the end, it took a total of about 2.5 hours. Now, these hours are not definitive proof of how long it takes, but how long it took me with testing and issues accounted for. If you guys would like to see a video on each skill set and how to exploit them, along with how long it takes, then please let me know down below on which ones you would like to know about. Moving along the path in an attempt to at least level up as many things as possible, I was able to work with a bit of archery, lockpicking, and destruction until later. When after a real nice heartfelt conversation with the Emperor about being the savior,
they cannot understand why I trust you.
I had come across something very peculiar.
Hold up. I don't like this. Let me take a look.
An area that allows me to endlessly commit large piles of, well, endless sleepers. Propping myself up upon this here arch with my 100 acrobatics, it turns out this game gets a little funny in the Todd Howard kind of way. Not only does Brutus himself not seem to know what to do with his life anymore,
if you want to help, get back and protect the Emperor.
but neither do the colorful red helpers below. But I will say, because we are unable to rest to regain magicka, still level 1 with no extra attributes of regeneration beyond a bit of extra of our mana pool from Apprentice Burst Sign, this skill took the absolute longest. Destruction. It being the only ranged spell in our arsenal when first starting off, this was the only way possible to hit level 100 before ever leaving this tutorial area. For the time taken, personally it took a few days, as one can only stay so sane pressing a button all day, or using auto-clickers getting in the way when using the computer normally. The overall time taking was around 8 hours of game time to complete. Luckily, throughout this process, I had a couple of things to keep me sane. Lots of dedication into my home's yard work as breaks, and also D&D Critical Role.
Have you ever seen a werehorse?
Thank you.
You watch him nod like furrows his brow, trying to comprehend what the hell that would look like. No, I don't.
With his newfound power reaching ultimate destruction levels of a master, Head Palladius was prepared to face the ultimate evils, to protect the Emperor, and bring destruction to the Empire's enemies! Phew, alright Palladius, you have this. You've got this, man. Just walk straight up to him, take his hand, look him in the eye, and say, "I will protect you, my lord, with spells in hand and loyalty to your great cause. For every wound is not death, but an opportunity to turn it into motivation."
And close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
And look at Randy Orton slithering.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
We failed. I failed.
Well, that sucks. I guess the only thing left to do now is show these whippersnappers what for. So to continue our journey to max as many skills as possible to 100 in just a tutorial area, we will need a number of spells automatically granted to us upon choosing. Alteration for protection, Conjuration for summoning, the aforementioned Destruction and Restoration to maximize leveling, Illusion for Starlight, Mysticism for self-dispel, and what's this? Alchemy. That can be a secret tool used down the line for future videos. That is, of course, if you want to see them. So if you do, then please make sure to like and subscribe down below. But enough of the self-indulgence, we have multiple hours of spell casting ahead of us. But no worries, I'm sure before we leave here we can always swap out alchemy for another skill. Now to finalize some of the information and skills we've learned here today, we should review. Restoration, acrobatics, sneaking, and athletics could all be completed in the very first room. Moving forward, we were able to more cleanly finish sneaking if you prefer. Onwards towards the next few rooms of battling ghouls and goblins led you to the Emperor's final moments, where we can postpone the inevitable by perching up on a ledge to endlessly cast fireball at those deemed lesser than you. After the loss of our Loyal Highness and filled with regret, we took skills that would automatically provide you a spell to repeatedly cast. Alteration, Conjuration, Destruction, Illusion, Mysticism, and Restoration. With all these skills without alchemy chosen, you could be leaving the starter zone with all 100 major skills completed, or leave them as minor skills and even swap them out in the end before leaving for other skills of your choosing. With the endless hordes of red cloaked friends, unfortunately, we were unable to strike them with the sword without them also hitting me. So still possible if put on novice difficulty in fighting like the last man in the final 300 Spartans, provided your weapon's health doesn't make them break first. If you collect all arrows you can find, then it is also a great way to power level that archery too. The main drawback on weapons being that they will break, but we are not quite finished just yet. Lastly, let's go ahead and leave here, swap out our skills of alchemy here for... Wait. No. Todd Howard! Well, if this were any other game, it should work, and will work. Just not for me. But seems trying to change it there at the end crashes it time and time again. But as a final bit of information for you goofy goobers, what level were we able to reach? Teleporting directly to the market district to rent a bed and sleep off for a multi-day Spellapalooza session in 1 hour at a time, we were able to reach all the way to level 30. All without any silly game code manipulation or preposterous hacks. Now get out there, soldier, you've got a realm to save. I hope you all enjoyed this chaos and week-long endeavor of recordings to be compiled down into a 9-minute video. So make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you, and bye-bye.